clipping heels and still able to right the horse and bring him from behind to overtake Bet Twice and win it. And we have him isolated coming out of the number 4 hole in blue and white.
Well, Al, this is the horse that we're going to watch the entire mile and a quarter. I might point out that this horse way over here on the left side of your screen, Masterful Advocate, did not have a good start. Really was off slowly and bumped around on the first turn and completely lost chance. Here is Chris McCarron in a beautiful ride with Alysheba, but watch the traffic problems right from the start.
And it was Capote who was able to get to the front early on, but he is squeezed in here, as he mentioned to Charlesy in the interview just following the race, but little did he know that this might be the least of his problems, because there was a lot more to come.
Here comes on the line with Gary Stevens taking command, and you can see that McCarron finds a little room at the ring.
And he settles his horse in a way it almost reminds you to a certain degree of Shoemaker with Ferdinand last year, settling back on the rail, saving ground.
And just in front and to the right is Pat Day and the yellow cap aboard the favorite, Demons Be Gone. Around that turn, this is where all the fireworks really happened, with up front and with War almost going down with Herb McCauley. And here, Alysheba gets rolling with McCarron.
He gets rolling down the back straightaway as Capote begins to fade. And, of course, at this point, just about at this point, Demons Be Gone pulled up. But Bet Twice got rolling as well, along with Alysheba, as they head into the far turn.
Alysheba has just passed Momentous and is now gaining on the rest of the pack. Here's Chocolate 1, and on the outside, number 11, No More Flowers. McCarron is a master, though, at getting to be the right place at the right time. Finding that little bit of hole there along the inside rail around the first turn helped.
And here he comes on the outside, and this is a horse that was developing a reputation as a bridesmaid. He kept finishing second. He kept finishing third. He'd won only 1 race in 10 career starts. But look at this move.
Did you see McCarron pull a set of goggles down? One must have gotten a little dusty, so he went to a new pair. He's now passing Leo Castelli. This is the horse that had breathing problems, so they had an operation in the throat which allowed more air to get in. Jack Van Berg thought that before that operation, it would have affected him mentally. Boy, he was sure clear-headed today, but look at that, almost going down in the stretch and still recovered.
Incredible. Looking at it with a naked eye, I was sure he was going to go off the horse at that point, and not only that, he's able to right him and then come from behind and win it. One of the great rides.
Craig Perrette, who's on the 9 horse, going to the stick. There goes Alysheba again in trouble.
And he's able to overtake him down the stretch and win it in a time of 2:03.2. And so Alysheba, who was ill last month, remember this was the horse that had to scratch from the Santa Anita Derby because he was ill, came back, ran in the Bluegrass, and was disqualified. He's had 2 rough trips in a row.
I'm sure a lot of you are thinking inquiry and disqualification, but let's remember that the horse who was bothered through the stretch eventually finished out front, and so, of course, there was no need for an inquiry or a disqualification.
And there it is, an isolated look at an unbelievable trip for Alysheba. And let's go now to Jack Whitaker, who's with Pat Day, who rode Demons Be Gone.
Pat, I know you're terribly disappointed. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, my horse bled is what happened, Jack. I don't know exactly when it occurred, but I know going into the first turn, my colt wasn't the same horse that he's been in Arkansas. We got bumped a little bit around the first turn, and when we headed up the backside, this colt had no run in him whatsoever. He was traveling fine, you know, physically. I could find no reason at that time why he should just be giving it up. At the half-mile pole, I was sure there was something desperately wrong, so I went ahead and eased him. At that point, I could see the blood coming out of both nostrils.
Well, it was wise then that you did pull him up. Do you think he's going to be all right, or you have no idea at this point, I guess?
Well, it's hard to guess. He bled pretty severely, but they can put him on Lasix and cure the problem, I'm sure, over a period of time. And I know he's in good hands with Mr. Oswald, and Mr. Anthony will let him do what's the right thing for the horse. So
he wasn't on Lasix here. Has he bled before?
No, sir. I'm sure if he'd ever given any indication at any point in his career that he was a bleeder, that he had any tendency to bleed, he'd have been on Lasix today. But he's just been a clean individual. Never had any problems like that.
Thank you very much, Pat.
Thank you, Jack. I'd just like to wish my congratulations to Mr. Van Berg and Chris McCarron. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Some ride, wasn't it?
It really was. Overcame a lot. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Pat. Now back to Jim.
Go on and say congratulations to you and congratulations to you.
Warner jumped real well.
Hey, Jack. we're back again. Let's take a look again at the official results. The winner of the Kentucky Derby is Alysheba, paying $18.80, $8.06. Second, number 9, Bet Twice, paying $10.07. And third, the remarkable Avies Copy, and you saw the price on him there. It is Avies Copy paying $6.80. The time, 2:03 2/5, is fairly slow for the Kentucky Derby. We're standing now with Tom Meeker, the president of Churchill, won the Kentucky Derby. Congratulations.
Well, I don't think it could have come too soon. An experience like this is just unbelievable. I'm ecstatic. It was a very exciting trip. I had a very rough trip, and the colt was able to survive a little stumbling performance there at the 8th hole and still overcome that. And how he won today, I just can't believe. But I'm really, really happy for Jack Van Berg. I've never ridden for a more deserving horseman to win the Kentucky Derby. He's the hardest working horseman I've ever been around, and I really am very, very happy for Jack.
You're a great team. Let's take a look at this race again. We were isolated on your horse, on Alysheba. We'll look at it from start to finish, and you might give us some commentary, Chris.
Well, he broke very well, and he got in a little bit of a bumper match right here, but he was able to overcome that very comfortably. I had to ease back a little bit right here as the pressure came from the outside. You can see him squeezing. My tush hit the saddle there a little bit, and I lost my balance, but he recovered very, very nicely. And going into the first turn, he had a nice, comfortable position, although there was a lot of banging around up in front of me, and I was a little concerned about the horse War on the fence because he was bouncing off the fence pretty good. And as we moved on down the backside, I was just looking at the horses up in front of me, trying to find some place to go. And
Demons Be Gone just outside you. He looked like he was having any trouble to you, or couldn't even notice him?
Well, I gave a little peek to him right here, and he appeared to be laboring. I don't know. He just didn't seem. Pat didn't have very much hold of him, and he was steady letting him run at this point, and he just wasn't going anywhere.
Pat said he felt something funny in the clubhouse turn.
Between the two of us, there was contact between me and Demons Be Gone. As I eased out to go around one horse, my colt overreacted a little bit and just kind of went out, and we brushed a little bit, but I don't think it was really of any consequence.
No, well, Pat told us later that what happened was the horse began to bleed from the nostrils.
Oh, my goodness, I wasn't aware of that. At no time during the race around the first turn did he really look like he was into the race, so that's obviously a problem. I reached back and hit him right there one time, and he picked it up very nicely. I finally decided to put him on the outside because there really was a lot of traffic in front of me, and I felt like I had some horse, and I certainly didn't want to get stopped at this point. And as you can see, he's really moving nicely now, and my concern at this point, I felt I had a ton of horse. My concern was I didn't want to hit the front too soon because of his, he's got a little bit of play in him. He's still immature yet, and he doesn't know that he's out there for business only. He got to these horses very comfortably, and right now I don't want to go by Bet Twice too quickly, but by the same token, I want to be ready to pounce on him at any time.
You felt you had his measure at this point, huh?
I felt I had his measure right here, but when Craig asked his colt to run, Bet Twice responded very well. But as you can see right here, he ducked out in front of me, and I clipped his heels.
Boy.
Watch my colt. Look at that. That is unbelievable how he
almost
recovered.
went down.
I thought I was gone, and how he recovered from that and beat that colt is beyond me.
Maybe a good rider helped.
Well, I don't know. Again, he ducked out in front of me right there, and I was very concerned. And at this point, I felt that if Bet Twice had beaten me, then he probably would come down. But right here, I certainly want to beat him fair and square anyway.
A few of the more caustic critics were saying this horse is crazy. He's not going to win a big race.
Oh, he's not the least bit crazy. All he is a kid. He's only a 3-year-old, and he's probably a younger 3-year-old in his head than the other colts in the race were. But as you can see, he's got a lot of talent.
Chris, I first saw you ride at the old Bowie track in southern Maryland. The track isn't there anymore, but you sure are. Final order of finish in the 113th Kentucky Derby. Alysheba, Bet Twice. Avies Copy, a remarkable third. Crypto Clearance was fourth. Then Templar Hill, a surprising fifth. Gulch was sixth. And the rest of the field, Leo Castelli, Candy's Gold, Conquista Rose, On the Line, Chocolate One, Masterful Advocate, and War, Momentous, No More Flowers, and Capote, Demons Be Gone, did not finish.